Well, hello everybody. I hope everyone's all right around the world. So it's a good morning, good evening, and good night to everybody, wherever you are. We're going to be discussing today Do Not Die and other topics. So the other topics are going to tie into the main subject, Do Not Die. Right, has anyone heard of a founder of a corporation that's doing tests on Do Not Die, right? I.e., prolonging your life, wanting to live forever. Don't make me laugh at that shit, by the way, because I'm going to tell you now, a lot of things that could happen in the future, even to the elites, right? They're not going to be able to get out of. I'll tell you that now. Oh, coffee went down the wrong way. Really, there's a company called, his motto he's saying is "Do not die," and he's using his own body, right, and experimenting with his own body to try and prolong his life, right. This lad, he even went as far as taking a stem cell generation from his son, and then he give his dad a stem cell generation blood transfusion thing, whatever it were, to see if it had any effect. And guess what? It fucking didn't, did it? No, it did not. Didn't do no effect. So he had to scrap that idea. Now, what's with all this do not die wanting to live forever, right? Because a lot of rich people, famous people, you know, whatever you name it, if you're in upper echelons of society, they all think they've got the money to prolong their life. Well, you might get a 10 years, maybe 15 years extra, max, right? What happened to you actually doubling your life? Well, they've not achieved that, and they'll never fucking achieve it because God's put limits on man, right? And you'll never be able to achieve it because there's no way God's going to allow you to get away with your punishment that you due, right? Same with the science industry and the NHS, right? Why I've lost all respect. I don't trust them one bit, because I'm going to tell you something now. The other day, I had a letter come through the post telling me that they're going to be sending me this pack through the post, the NHS, this pack. And it's for bowel cancer, right? Now, because I'm over 50, everyone over 50 in the UK, men that is, or women, I'm guessing women too, I'm not too sure, but usually it's men that it affects, usually, is bowel cancer, right? Now, this thing that they sent through the post, it's a big package, but when you open it up, the thing's so fucking small, you think, what, all that packaging for that? I'm not joking, in a cardboard box, and it's got liquid in it and everything, and you gotta, like, put it up your tush, get a little sample, and then put it in and snap it off, and then close it, and then send it back. Well, why the fuck would I do that? What, so you can collect my DNA, two-faced fucks, right? Look, I've seen a doctor recently, and I asked the doctor, is it true that Palantir is going to be taking all data from the NHS regarding people's health, mental health, physical health, anything to do with your DNA? And they lied. They lied to my fucking face. No, no, no. Oh, we'll get back to you first, right? Which took 3 days, by the way. 3 days for them to get back to me to make a decision whether they give your information over to Palantir. And they said to me, no. I said, well, that's strange, isn't it? I said, because while you were last 3 days making a story up so you could lie to me, right? I went and looked up the information myself. Even the AI lied to me. I had to do the digging myself to find out that it was true, right? That it was true that they're just trying to get your DNA, all this, that, and the other, right? Well, I've had doctors reporting me trying to get me sectioned. Why? Why is that? Is it because I'm shining a big fat fuck off light in the dark room on what you fuckers are doing? Because this is not about helping people. This is about generating money, right? Right? Giving people false hope that they can live forever by 2050 or 40 or whatever. You fucking idiots, right? And now they've just come out now recently, last 2 days, and it's come out that scientists have used AI to make several viruses, right? New viruses. They're not messing with the old viruses. They're making new ones that are not good. That it's a fungi to kill fungi off. This virus. Well, hang on. I'll tell you what kills fungi. Fucking vinegar. So fuck off with that shit, right? Fungus dies under vinegar, pure white vinegar, right? It has to be the purest you can get, but you wipe that down, you can obviously make water your eyes, but it gets rid of fungus, vinegar, and yet they're developing new viruses to kill fungus. Well, why don't you just make some fucking vinegar and drink a little bit of vinegar every fucking day? A tiny little capful, or a little bit more than that a day, right? This is why I can't find vinegar now in the shops. They're taking vinegar away. Why is that? Right? I've been to a supermarket trying to get 4 big bottles of vinegar because I have a tiny bit of a fungus problem in my bathroom. So I need it to spray it on, leave it to soak in, then wipe it down because it kills the fungus. So what's the need to create new viruses to kill a fungus when we've already got a liquid that's natural that does it anyway? It just makes me laugh. Makes me laugh that this is all about generating money, making money. The NHS, doctors, nurses, this is not about helping you because of the Hippocratic oath. Oh, we will never harm you, we love you, all this and the other. Because I'm going to come on to something later on, the last subject, that's going to shock you. That there are a lot of fucking liars, right? You're a product, right? And they're going to squeeze as much money out of that body as they can, right? By giving you a drug that's not going to work, so you have to come back and change that drug again, which might not work, which to change another drug again. Well, that's 3 drugs you've already fucking tried, so they've made their fucking money off you already, haven't they? Right? Instead of getting counselling people out there, but nobody wants to, doctors and nurses and all that. Nobody wants to actually stick to what the Hippocratic Oath says. This is why every time I talk about the Hippocratic Oath, right, it gets banned in my video or gets censored. You know why? Because I know what they're doing, right? It's fuckery, right? They don't give a shit about you if they're a doctor. They don't give a shit about you. They're a bunch of lying fucks as far as I'm concerned, right? To get the basic minimum to be seen, it took me 2 years. 2 fucking years. And they've only just got back to me. Look, I don't believe nothing that comes out of their fucking mouth. I'm telling you. Money making, scamming, lying, hypocritical oath, swearers, liars. That's what I call them, liars. Right. This is called organ donation. Right. This is why I don't trust doctors or hospitals or anything, right? There's a lad in America. He Now this is difference, right? You can go online in the UK and you can go on the government website and you can sign saying I do not want to be an organ donation, right? And basically they send you confirmation back. You have to fill a form out. But did you know that if you've got a driving license or anything like that, or any card with organ donation on, and you have an accident, the ambulance people in the hospital can override it. Because they don't go and look on the government website, do they, to find out if you're not an organ donation or you are an organ donation. They don't even do that. They just go off the card. And there are a lot in America who don't actually signed off being an organ donor, right? But on his driving license, it said he was an organ donator. So when they took him in, when he got in hospital, and I don't know what exactly was wrong with him, but what happened was the hospital pretended that he weren't going to live, slapped him down on the table. He woke up, by the way. Good job he woke up, and he were kicking and screaming. Said he didn't give permission, and they said it's on your driving license. So the surgeon, who was going to strip his organs while they were alive, by the way, refused. He refused. Good on you, fella. Good on you, fella. You actually stuck to your Hippocratic oath, fella, doctor. You stuck to it because you refused to do the unthinkable while the guy was awake, right? Good on you, right? And do you know what the hospital said? You don't do it and you're sacked. And he said, good, shove your fucking job up your arse. I'm going reporting this. Now, luckily enough, the lad did not get his organs stripped from him, but his family was up in arms about it. That they were stressing him out, and he were freaking out, knowing he was going to die once he took his organs. You know what I mean? I think they took one or two. I'm not too sure, and he woke up, right? Because they thought he was dead, and they weren't. He was alive, right? Sinister fuckers, right? I don't trust no fucking doctor, no nurse, no NHS. Get fucked. I'll never be I've got organ donation. It stays in my body where it was fucking created in the first place. It stays in my body. And anyway, you won't want mine anyway. The amount of stuff I've done in the past, now mine are fucked, right? So you're not going to get mine. I'll say that now. Why do you think they put people in a coma? Because if your brain dies, your organs die within 2 or 3 minutes. So you imagine they rush into surgery, your brain dead. They've got 2 or 3 minutes to whack everything out. It takes way longer than that because you've got to be careful when you take the organs out because they're going for an organ transplant to somebody else, aren't they? So it's going to take, look, they die, the organs die. They're not going to be worth nothing because they die off, right? That's why they've got to keep them awake, induce the coma, strip them their organs, and then switch it off, right? Look, once your heart stops beating, your brain stops working, and therefore, once your brain stops signals, your organs stop working. Right? That's why they put you in a fucking coma. Fucking dirty fucks. Tell you, I don't trust none of these fuckers. None of them. Right? I mean, they've just come out with that cell recently. They've just created a new cell, haven't they? These people are fucking around with things they shouldn't be fucking around with. Right? New fucking viruses. Lying about fucking stripping your organs. Fucking creating cells, fucking trying to get rid of the family, right? You're born through an artificial womb or something. Well, therefore, you're not natural born. You're not natural born. So therefore, you don't belong to God. You belong to the corp that created you, which the devil runs, by the way. Right? Do you not think this world's not run by Satan? Of course it is. Of course it is. Every little fucking thing, every organization, every religion, every government, right? And you think you're going to live forever? No, you're not. You think you're going to be able to stay in that bunker of yours under the ground? Rich people, by the way, no, because Jesus tells you what's going to happen, right? Because in the end, people are going to think they're going to hide and get away from God, and they're not going to do. So hang on, you think you're going to live forever? Well, hang on, God's judgment's got to come, and you'll die for not repenting. So how are you going to live for fucking ever, you dickheads? These people are so fucking delusional. They don't know from the left hand from the right hand, whether to go left or right or straight on. Oh, fuck's sake. So yeah, that was my little rant. Don't die. The guy's still not achieved fuck all. The guy that runs Do Not Die, right? He's an idiot. He's fucking freaking man. I got a donation, and the guy, what happened with the guy in America, right? This is why they pay more attention, the hospitals, to the people who are on the deathbed. You know why? Because they're thinking about their organs instead of actually helping them and getting more life out of them by letting them live and sorting them out. So therefore, they pay more taxes because they're alive. They can go back to work. You're fucking idiots. Governments are idiots, man. Right? And co-ops are idiots, man. They know what they're doing, right? Pretending they don't know what they're doing when they're fucking messing with fucking cells and shit and fucking trying to make people live forever, trying to bond people transhumanism to fucking AI and robots to transfer your mind. I mean, they're even talking about that now. I mean, how fucking desperate can you be? You're trying to run away from death. Accept it. You're gonna die someday. Accept it. Things will go a lot smoother for you instead of trying to run out death, right? There's only one person that can get rid of death, and that's Jesus through his heavenly Father, right? And if you're not on their side, you're gonna die anyway. So you're spending all that money for fuck all, right? A worthless pursuit. That's not gonna get you anywhere. Anyway, remember, trying to not die, you'll end up dying. Trying to not die. Because the stupid experiments you're going through, you fucking idiot. Fucking this guy, the amount of shit he's experimented with to try and not die. I'm surprised the fucker's alive, to be honest. I'm surprised he's a fucking live. You know what I mean? And he'll do an experiment one day with something to try and make himself live for it, and he'll fucking die. He'll fucking die. So that'll prove do not die because you'll die. Anyway, you guys have a good one. You take care. Have a good one. Oh, and may God bless you.